frustrated.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's wordy and hard to read. It undermines the writer's message, and the word choice is bland. Grammarly's cutting-edge technology helps you craft compelling, understandable writing that makes an impact on your reader. Much better. Are you ready to give it a try?
All right, y'all. Hello. Happy Saturday, y'all. It's your girl, Terra Queen Jamila. What's up, chat? How y'all doing today? Make sure that y'all hit that thumbs up as soon as y'all come in. Appreciate it a lot. So today we're going to look at how they really feel about you. And the way that we're going to do it is we're going to be seeing how does Aries feel about you? How does Taurus feel about you? So we're not going to do like for Aries, how do they feel about you? We're going to do how does the Aries or how does the Taurus or how does the Scorpio feel about you? Okay. Oh yeah, that's my song. Well, that gets my Kundalini rising. It does. Yes, it does. I grew up on that stuff. I did. I grew up on belly dance music. All right, so let's start with the Aries, guys. How does Aries really feel about you? We're going to call to the spirit guides, the ancestors, the guardian angels, the ascended masters. We're going to be calling to the ascended masters today. How does Aries feel about that other person? Show me, how does Aries feel about that other person? All right. So Aries is feeling like you don't have a mind of your own. A lot of you Aries are either dealing with an air sign, which would be a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius, or either an earth sign, or you could be dealing with a fire sign, in that order: air, earth, and fire. And how Aries is feeling as though you got something going on with your mind. So they're thinking about leaving the situation. They feel as though you have very unhealthy attachments, dealing with money, or either dealing with your insecurity. Also, Aries feels as though you may be a little narcissistic and materialistic. They're definitely thinking about leaving the situation, but there are also a lot of Aries are seeing the problem. And it does have something to do with the third party. Somewhat of an inhuman third party. Let's do some clarity. Spirit, give me some clarity on this Three of Wands. Now, just to let y'all know, if y'all cross-watching the Aries is wanting to grow. Okay? The Aries is definitely feeling as though they're ready to let the situation go so that they can be happier, because you seem to keep getting caught up in this trap. Okay? You keep getting caught up in the trap. You keep allowing others to do mind control on you, especially if you are an air sign. You got to get it together. Okay? And you got to stop caring about what other people think, because other people, they're not even being honest with you about what they really think. In fact, this is a person that actually wants to be with Aries. Aries does really love and care about you, but you on some BS. Okay? And they ready to walk away from the situation, you can tell. Some of the Aries are wanting to try to stay and battle this, and it looks like the Aries is going to be victorious. If you do decide to stay Aries and work your way through this, then you are going to be victorious in whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish with that person. Okay? Because what I can sense is something that is very false. Let's clarify this Two of Swords. Spirits, give me some clarity on this Two of Swords. Got a person here, this Queen of Swords. And they seem to not be thinking. Very codependent, very, very insecure. What do you have to prove to others? That's insecurity. That's somebody that's insecure, somebody that's constantly having to prove things to other people. That is called insecurity. There's no power in insecurity at all. For example, this person's got to prove that they can get all the women, or this person's got to prove that somebody wants them. That is your insecurity talking. You already know that Aries wants you, but they don't want that aspect of you because it's a little bit pathetic. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, Aries, Sagittarius feels as though they have something to prove to this person because for some reason they care about what this person thinks. Now, typically, this is something that you get over in grade school. By the time you've went to kindergarten, you pretty much have already learned that. But for some reason, this person has a lot of insecurities, a lot of subconscious problems and blockages. And they got to love themselves more. Okay, so if you're cross-watching the Aries, you probably need a cleanse because you're not thinking right. Okay. All right, let's see how Taurus really feels about you. Spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels, ascended masters. How does Taurus feel about that other person? Show me, how does Taurus really feel? Okay. So Taurus does have a lot of desire for you, but they can't seem to get over their jealousy of other people that desire you. So Taurus is kind of allowing those insecurities to come out because of either negative things in their subconscious or negative things in their root chakra. Okay, a lot of you Tauruses are either dealing with a fire energy, an air sign, or either another earth sign. Okay. Taurus is very attracted to you. They want to take care of you. They want to make sure that you're okay. There's a lot of things that they want to change about you, but they can't seem to get past their jealousy of other people. Okay. This is one of the main things that seems to happen in relationships is when other people are pursuing that person and they can't seem to get past it because they have their own insecurities, whoever this person is. Okay, so if you're cross-watching the Taurus, if you're dealing with a Taurus, they do want you, but there's insecurities. Okay, Queen of Pentacles came out. So insecurities ruin everything. People that are insecure, insecurities will ruin everything, including your money. Insecurities will make people go out and spend hundreds or either hundreds of thousands of dollars on clothes that are just going to fall apart in the washing machine. A person does not love you for what you're wearing. A person loves you for who you are. Give me some clarity on this Queen of Wands. Okay, see there? Taurus wants you, but they can't trust you. And the reason why they can't trust you is because you keep involving yourselves with certain people to prove yourself. Especially if you're a man. I've got to prove myself as a man to other men that are just as insecure as you are. So that makes no sense. So Taurus is wanting to take a break from the situation Okay. And they are in hopes that you will reevaluate the way that you're looking at things, the way that you're seeing things. They are still fighting for you. I feel like Taurus thinks about you all the time. But I also feel as though there's some sort of demonic attack that seems to be happening. Looks like there's another earth sign person. Spirit, give me some clarity. There's another earth sign person that is obsessed with Taurus or either you. What are they obsessed with? The Three of Cups. So I feel like the Three of Cups represents the fact that with this person, you are happy. There's a lot of happiness that's going on with you and the Taurus. Or it could be the other way around. And now I gotta tell y'all this. If you guys have parted ways with the Taurus is not happy. They want to come in between that happiness that you're having with that person because they're not necessarily happy with themselves. Some of you that are Tauruses, this is flipped around. So some of you have either a water sign person, a fire sign person, or either an air sign person. It could be earth, water, fire, earth, or air. Okay, that can see that you're happy, but they don't want you to be happy. What final advice do you want to give to how Taurus feels? Okay. You just gonna have to quit being so insecure. Somebody come up to you and say something to you, whether or not you're a Taurus or you're a cross watcher. Somebody comes up to you and says something to you about what you have, about what you feel, and then you feel like it's nothing. So you're going to have to learn to stop being so insecure and work on your sacral chakra, because this is what is affecting your insecurity. This is what's causing you to feel insecure about the situation that you are in, either the Taurus or the person that you're involved with. Okay. Let's move on to the Geminis. For the Geminis, spirit guides, how does Gemini feel about that other person? How do they really feel? Show me, how does Gemini really feel? Need some clarity on the King of Wands. A lot of you Geminis are either dealing with a fire sign, another air sign, or an earth sign, or it could be water. Clarify the King of Wands. So Gemini really does want to have like a new beginning with you. Like they want you back, but they got somebody that's in their ear. Spirit, give me some clarity on the Queen of Swords. Whether or not it's social media or either the media or either some kind of negative perception that they have. Okay, the Three of Cups. I feel like this Queen of Swords is possibly either a friend or either someone that's in their family, primarily their sister. This could be a sister. Okay. If you're an air sign, it seems like Gemini mainly has like a, if you're an air sign, it seems like Gemini has like a friendship type of vibe with you with the Three of Cups. Three of Cups represents friendship. But it looks like the Gemini seems to be focused on their finances. That's what the Seven of Pentacles means. They're focusing on their finances a whole lot. They may be even, I feel like the Gemini possibly has some insecurities, some deep down insecurities. And it's really, really difficult for Gemini to see that. Really, really difficult. So Gemini seems to be working on their finances, their money. Feel like they either want to move away with you or move forward with you, but they feel like they have to get their money together, which is understandable. Feel like the Gemini is happy with you, but they have concerns surrounding money, because there's a lot of people that'll say, I'm going to have $1 million before I settle down. And you're looking at it, the Gemini is looking at it wrong, because it really doesn't matter how much money they have. Whether or not they earn a couple of thousand per week or several thousand per week, they still love you and they still want to be with you. But you're sort of worried about money. Feel like Gemini is worried about money. And Gemini is saying, what will people think? Well, you know what? In this lifetime, what are you going to do? You're going to give up this whole lifetime because you're not a millionaire? Clarify the Seven of Pentacles, spirits. They're confused. Gemini is very, very confused. Maybe even going through some kind of delusion. First of all, there have been plenty of couples who have built an empire together. Be careful when you're listening to people that tell you that you're not worthy of love just because you don't have millions of dollars. That's somebody that's gold digging. That's somebody that's probably lazy. Somebody that don't want to do nothing. Somebody that's insecure. You don't have to have $1 million, because you know what? Spirit will not give you $1 million. Spirit will hold that from you until you 70 or 80 years old, until you get it, until you understand that it is a mistake. A person doesn't have to be living in $1 million mansion to be happy. So Gemini does love you. They do want to be with you. And they do want a new beginning with you. However, they have lost their way. They've got to get their priorities in check. Big time. Give me more clarity on this Seven of Cups, spirits. You know how many couples have started out living in a trailer home? High Priestess represents either false friends, false ideas, false information, false influence. Okay? So Gemini's got some issues. They seeing some bad gurus. They getting bad advice from somebody. Okay? We got the Queen of Wands that comes up. This person is possibly a fire sign. I put it in the cabinet. The Chariot represents where Gemini's focus may be a little off. The Chariot represents the Cancer. The Chariot represents movement forward together. So there's a lot of people that are highly, highly influenced by money. But some of the richest couples didn't have nothing until they got together. And they stayed together. So a lot of y'all that, especially the Gemini, a lot of y'all that are thinking, you know, this person has to have, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars. You're not going to manifest love in this lifetime until you get over that. Okay? You're not going to manifest love in this lifetime. Spirits will purposely not give you a dime until you realize that. All right? Let's move on to the Cancer. Spirit guides, ascended masters. How does Cancer feel? How does Cancer feel about their significant other? I'm telling you, Julia Butterfly, there's a lot of people that will give you the advice to be with either a sugar daddy or a sugar mama, and you'll be very unhappy just like they are. And your Kundalini and your heart chakra will die. So it looks like Cancer is wanting to change the situation. They feel as though there is some growth that you need to have when it comes to love. Also, Cancer feels as though you're possibly not loyal enough, but they're feeling a loyalty to you. See, Cancers are very loyal. Okay. Looks like Cancer wants to move in with you, but they're not doing it. And the reason why they're not doing it is because they're not sure about the stability of the relationship. And they're not sure if you will take care of them emotionally. Give me some clarity on. A lot of you Cancers are either dealing with a Scorpio specifically, or either another water sign, or either an earth sign. Give me some clarity on, okay. Four of Cups flipped over. So Cancer is not really feeling appreciated. They're feeling as though the relationship lacks substance. It feels very empty for whatever reason. Which is why Cancer is thinking about ending the situation. Cancer is in love with you. They're willing to take you back, but you have to be willing to offer them, you know, a lot of the finer things, because Cancers are not materialistic in any way. Cancers would rather have that emotional connection with you first. Cancers don't go in and just want money. They don't. But they do want you to offer them those things. They want you to offer them those things. They're not going to tell you, well, you've got to give me $20 for a kiss. My kisses cost $20 a pop. No, that's not a Cancer. So if you're in love with a Cancer, you need to understand the way Cancers work. They want those things for you, but they're not going to demand you to get it. They're not going to demand you. They're not going to force you. They're going to want you to provide those things for them. And they do want a provider, but they want the emotional connection to be there first. You're dealing with a Cancer. Hello? You're not dealing with a Taurus. You're not dealing with a Gemini. You're not dealing with an Aquarius. You're dealing with a Cancer. They will not want any dealings with you unless you get the emotional connection intact. So if a Cancer is interested in you, They're not going to come straight out by saying, I want you to give me all of your money. They want those things from you, but they want the emotional connection first. If there's no emotional connection, and if you're not taking care of the Cancer emotionally, they don't want you at all. They don't care how much money you got. You can have millions of dollars. The Cancer will turn you down because they feel like you are not emotionally taking care of them. Okay? Now, if you were someone that lacks creativity, Cancer is saying, wait a minute, this feels very empty. This person lacks creativity. If they would tap into their creative self, then the money would automatically come in. So if you're in a relationship with a Cancer, they feel they love you, but they're looking at somebody else because you're not you lack substance. It's an emptiness. Even if you have money, whether or not you have money or not, if you don't have the money, then they feel as though there is a disconnect with what is going on. There's a disconnect with the world. There's a disconnect with nature. Because when you can tap into your creativity, then your money is going to come in automatically. Okay? So Cancers can be very confusing with that. Final advice for the cross watchers of the Cancer. Okay? They're heartbroken. Cancer's heart is broken. Because they feel as though you care more about yourself and what people think of you than them. So there's no third party. There isn't, because I get the sense that whoever is dealing with the Cancer is in love with them. But see, you'd be willing to put love on the back burner for this BS that makes no sense. You got to stop it. You got to stop that. Okay, especially if you're dealing with a Cancer, because Cancers follow their heart. Okay. All right, moving on to the Leo. Spirit guides, ascended masters, ancestors. What messages do you have for how does Leo feel about their lover? How is Leo feeling? Leos are ready to end the situation completely. You're either dealing with, I can tell that the Leos are either dealing with a water sign, in particular a Scorpio, or either a fire sign. Okay? In particular a Sagittarius. I can sense a Sagittarius. And they're ready to end the association with you because you yourself bring about a lot of unnecessary burden. A lot of Leos are possibly dealing with either their family that is very codependent, puts a lot of pressure on them, or either your family who is very codependent and puts a pressure on you. Leo doesn't really like the people that you're dealing with. The people that you're dealing with are very jealous. They want you to end an association with empty-hearted people. That's why this Four of Cups comes up. Leo is not satisfied in the situation because they don't feel appreciated. Spirits, give me some clarity on this Four of Cups. Seems to be a third party. It could be your career. A lot of Leos are dealing with people that are career obsessed. Well, maybe you need to change your career. Maybe your career needs to change. Depends on what it is. Depends on what you're doing. If your career is hurting your relationship with the Leo, then you must let it go, is how Leo is feeling. There's a lot of people that have careers that are interfering with their relationship and their partnerships. Clarify the Five of Wands. Yeah, you guys, Leos do not do very well when there's some kind of competition with other men or other women. Leos are more of the marrying kind. You can tell that Leo probably wants to make a commitment with you, but you create a lot of struggle in the relationship. You're creating a lot of struggle that's unnecessary. Okay. 10 of Cups turned over, the 3 of Swords turned over. So Leo would rather walk away from you than to be involved with you in that situation, because I feel strongly that there's a lot of women in your family, or either there's a lot of men in your family that feel some type of way about who Leo is dealing with. You may be very sensitive to that, but that's just the way that it is. Times have changed. Well, they've been that way, actually. Okay, it's been that way. You have to understand that once you reach a certain age, it's time to let go of the past. And the past are people that, you know, they'll do anything to tear down your relationship with this person. So they feel like you are allowing that. And they feel like the family unity or the family that you can build with them, they definitely want to build with you. But unfortunately, you have a lot of obstacles and you're allowing these energies to control you at a very deep level. I can sense that there's some sort of love triangle with either an ex or somebody that seems to be very empty. They just an empty person. You know what I'm saying? And they love you, but they want you to cut ties with this person, whoever it is. I can sense that there's a person that is constantly putting things. You're listening to somebody else other than the Leo. Somebody else is telling you stuff and you just kind of fall all over the situation because you yourself are very destructive. You don't feel like you deserve better. So you purposely destroy the connection that you have with the Leo because you feel like you don't deserve anything better. Final advice for the Leo cross watchers. Okay. The 5 of Swords. You want to win an argument with these people, especially if you're an Aries or either an air sign, in particular an Aquarius. You just want to prove something. You just want to win something. But you're not going to win if you lose the Leo. That means that you lost. And it doesn't matter if you stalk. Once you have ruined the situation, they may not come back to you. They may not take you back because they don't want to be bothered with it. Okay. So winning some kind of petty argument or fronting for folks that don't care about you anyway. The 5 of Swords is when you're fighting for something that means nothing. Those people are still going to feel the same way about you. It doesn't matter what you do. They think the way that they think of you. And look at the High Priest at the bottom. They think the way that they think of you because that's what they think of themselves. So proving something to them doesn't mean anything. You need to prove something to the Leo. All right, moving on to the, thank you, Empress B. Moving on to the Virgo. Spirit guides, ancestors, ascended masters. How does Virgo feel? How does Virgo feel about their significant other? So Virgo wants to reunite with you. This is either a fire sign person, an air sign person, or either an earth sign. Virgo seems to want the connection. They want to communicate with you. And then also Virgo wants to make a commitment. But Virgos are like snails. They will take forever, sometimes even a lifetime. It'll be, you'll be 60 or 70 years old and Virgo will still be sitting there twiddling their thumbs. They want to communicate with you, but they're also thinking about, and they may be exploring another option. It's a possibility with the Lovers coming up. But I feel like with the Lovers coming up, the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands, I feel like this is where Virgo definitely wants to reunite with you. They want to stand up. They want to do the right thing. They want to make a commitment. But Virgo, you can see right here where they're just kind of not making any moves, but they're thinking about you. They're still holding a torch for you. That's what that means in a love reading. If you've distanced yourself from somebody, and especially with these surrounding cards, the sword that the person is still holding is their thoughts of you and them still holding a torch for you. So they do love you and they do want to make a commitment to you, whoever this Virgo is. But they have that basic Virgo energy to where they don't want to make a move. Could be because of insecurities that they may be working out. Virgos have a tendency to be very insecure. Give me some clarity on the Lovers. Yeah. So Virgo has been trying to let go of a person. They're a little confused. This person seems to offer them money, which confuses them. Or what I can tell you is that they need to let go of the past. Somebody from their past that played a lot of games with them, and they may have enjoyed playing the game, but once the game is over, what do you do? Where do you go from there? So that's what Virgo is thinking. They're thinking, it's been a while since I spoke with this person. I'm trying to make up my mind. I'm not real sure of what to do. And it looks like to me that Virgo could be getting ready to contact you, whoever you are. Is Virgo getting ready to contact this person, spirits? Nope. They waiting on you to contact them. And then also, I feel as though there's been somebody that's been lying or either causing Virgo to not trust you. Virgos are very sensitive to that. Also, I can sense that a lot of you Virgo is unable to communicate for some reason. Final advice for the Virgo cross watchers. You either going to stick it out or you're going to end the association, one of the other. Virgos seem to be going through a lot of changes, and they seem to be healing from something, because Virgos seem to allow people to sort of walk all over them, persuade them. I feel as though the Ten of Wands represents where you may need to stick by them because they're going through something either with their family or either on their job. It's very confusing. Okay, let's move on to the Libra. Spirit guides, how does Libra feel about their significant other? Thank you, Brandy Smith. I appreciate it. How does Libra feel about their significant other? I can see right off the bat that a lot of you are dealing with either, especially a lot of you cross watchers, is either an air sign or a water sign or an earth sign. Could also be a Sagittarius. I think this is the Sagittarius card. Or some other fire sign. A lot of the Libras have a lot of fears. The relationship right now doesn't really feel right for them. The Moon card represents some sort of psychic attack, some kind of they're under some sort of influence is basically what's happening with the Libras. And it does have something to do with either their mother or either their subconscious fears. You can see that there's a reunion coming up, or either the Libra desires a reunion, or either there was a reunion with an earth sign individual. So I feel like a lot of you are dealing with Libras that are sort of keeping you on the hook. They're not really sure if they want to move forward with the situation. And remember, I told you guys, you don't want to be somebody's choice. You don't want to be somebody's option. They're not sure. Libra's not sure of what they want. Give me some clarity on the Nine of Swords and the Moon card. Very, very codependent on the mother aspect of the situation. They seem to be codependent on yeah, I feel like a lot of if you're dealing with a Libra, they care too much about what people think of them. Way too much. Queen of Cups represents where there's something going on with this water sign person that they seem to be in an uproar about. It's something to do with a water sign person. This is either a Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces. Somebody that they may have deep feelings for, that they actually want to be with. And they're very attached to that person. Clarify Queen of Cups. Yeah. The Two of Pentacles in a reading can represent having feelings for more than one person at the same time. And I feel like a lot of Libras, you know, would rather keep the situation the way that it is, to where you're always guessing. Does this person want me? Does this person want someone else? It's very confusing. What advice do you have for the cross watchers of the Libra? Feel like there's possible hope for the situation, but I feel like what Spirit is saying is that you need to stop being okay with being an option. You need to be with the person that's going to make you number one. Libra ain't really ready to make you number one. You number 2, 3, or 4. But you can really tell that there's this connection with this water sign person that they don't want to let go. Should this person move on? Again, you're sort of like an option, but that's because Libra is still trying to outweigh their options. They may also be looking for somebody that has a lot of money. So there's things that they want that perhaps the relationship does not provide them for, which is why they're looking around to other sources. A lot of y'all are dealing with a narcissistic Libra. You are. The Temperance card can represent codependency, which is what narcissism is. So I feel like it just depends on what you can deal with, if you can continue to play this game, because I feel like there's a game that's definitely being played. You may want to remove your emotions from the situation. I feel like a lot of you guys are dealing, especially if you're a water sign person, you may want to move on. Because you'll be sitting there waiting forever. If you're a water sign person, I feel like Libra is not going to be able to give you what you need. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I think that unless you are very, very, feel like if you guys know how to manipulate the situation, then you'll have a chance. But other than that, I feel like a lot of you need to move on. Okay. Let's look at the Scorpios. How does Scorpio feel about their significant other? Yeah, I don't believe that air sign people in general, I feel like you would literally have to be soulmates or twin flames in order for the situation to work out with them eventually. Air sign people already have a challenge when it comes to relationships because they're so detached from their emotions. Spirit guides, how does Scorpio feel about their significant other? I feel like a lot of Scorpios are dealing with an earth sign energy or either fire sign, or it could be another Scorpio. Give me some clarity on the death card. Yeah, they're sort of ready to move on. A lot of y'all are dealing with a Scorpio that wants to start the situation over, and it may look like they're moving on. They may want to start the situation over, though, because there seemed to have been some sort of third party that they have moved on from. They're ready to restart the situation with you, but they've got to end something with somebody else. I feel like it's a fire sign. Fire sign is putting a lot of pressure on the Scorpio to just do what they want. They want control. They want power. Well, guess what? If you cross watching a Scorpio, power and control has nothing to do with love and intimacy. You need to grow from that. Otherwise, they're going to move on and they're going to get back with their ex. You're either an earth sign, a fire sign, or you may even be air. You just want to control that person. You just want to control Scorpio, but that has nothing to do with love. When you in love, there's no control. There's none. Okay? Nobody's in control when they're in love. Love just takes over. That's just all it is to it. Need some clarity on the Eight of Wands. Yeah. See, this is having a disastrous effect over your relationship, trying to pressure and control somebody. I feel like in particular, if you are an air sign, you tripping. You still trying to relate your love relationship with your childhood, which was based upon your very controlling mother. That has nothing, whether or not whoever you are that's cross-watching the Scorpio, you are doing yourself a horrible disservice. Look at that Five of Cups was next. You are screwing up your relationships. You are sabotaging your relationships because you seem to think, and I feel as though there must have been some really bad teachings that you were giving that made you think that a relationship is based upon control, and it's not. It's not based upon control. It's based upon how you feel about that person. And this is something that is in your subconscious. It subconsciously controls you, which your subconscious is something in your mind that controls you without you knowing it. So you don't realize that all of your actions and what you put into the relationship is based upon your subconscious, which is probably your insecurities. So they really want you to get over that. Okay, and then a lot of you guys, Scorpio, knows that, you know, your mother doesn't like you, and, you know, it's creating a lot of anger, and it's very, very unfair because your mama don't like nobody. She don't like nobody. She didn't even like your father half the time. She don't like it. A lot of y'all Scorpio partners are dealing with a very bitter parent, a very bitter mother, or either baby mother, one or the other, probably both of them together. Final advice for the Scorpio cross watchers. Don't be a sacrifice. You'll be 50 or 60 years old, still living with your mama, trying to figure out what it is. And it ain't even about living with your mama. That has nothing to do with it. You know, in other countries, plenty of people, they live with their mamas until they get married. But the problem is that your mama won't let you go. And probably the reason why Julia Butterfly is funny, probably the reason why is because they want that financial support or either the intimacy. So don't sacrifice your life for your mother. It's supposed to be the other way around. Your mother is supposed to sacrifice for you. It's not supposed to be the other way around. And to be honest with you, if your mother was really smart, she would understand that she don't have to sacrifice nothing. So something's up with that, okay? Y'all need some help with that for real. All right, how does Sagittarius feel? Spirit guides, ancestors, ascended masters, guardian angels. How does Sagittarius feel about their significant other? Sagittarius is definitely in love with you, whoever you are. They're ready to move in together. Okay. They feel a very close connection with you. They want to be there for you. They want to give you everything that you want. This Knight of Wands has some kind of message. What do you want to clarify, Knight of Wands? So a lot of Sagittarius are dealing with somebody that is either still living with their parent, or either they can't break free of their parent. Something is going on, and Sagittarius is saying, look, I need for you to break free of that, because this is not what is going to be conducive with a relationship. Also, they keep coming at you with a business idea, with like a family business idea that you seem to keep rejecting. Give me some clarity on the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So they want to move in with you. They want to do all those things with you, but they're not quite trusting you. It could be because of an air sign energy. And then also Sagittarius don't like the way that you look at money. Sagittarius don't feel that you should have to work hard. And they're feeling as though there's some sort of blockage, that you have like a subconscious blockage, and then your confidence is being blocked. Okay. But other than that, they do want to be with you. But this right here is the reason why they won't move forward with you. You may be asking for a commitment, but Sagittarius doesn't want to do it because, you know, they either have trust issues with you that are your fault. It's your fault that they're feeling insecure. Okay, because you're making them feel insecure. You're making Sagittarius feel insecure. You're doing it because of the relationship. You can't just say, oh, you're feeling insecure because, you know, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And then I can sense that a lot of you are being intimate with other partners. And this is one of the reasons why Sagittarius don't want to deal with you, because you're being intimate with other partners. And they don't really want that. Okay, they want you by yourself. Feel strongly that a lot of Sagittarius are dealing with an earth sign. Final advice for the Sagittarius cross watchers. You got to grow up. So Sagittarius is saying to you, look, I want more out of life, and I want you to become more stable because you're insecure. The reason why you have to make Sagittarius feel insecure is because you feel insecure. You need to grow up. That's what you need to do. That's what the Eight of Pentacles represents. When somebody needs to grow up intimately, you need to grow up. There's something that you're stuck in. It's definitely in your mind, and it's what controls you. You need to grow up. You need to build a better you. Otherwise, Sagittarius is not going to ever make a move. They're not going to be with you. Okay? Let's move on to the Capricorns. Spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels, ascended masters for the Capricorn. How does Capricorn feel about their significant other? There's a third party that's either female or male that has some kind of, there's an unhealthy attachment here. Capricorns are possibly ready to move on from the situation. It's something that they can't seem to get past, Now, I will tell you that a lot of you Capricorn is thinking about you all the time. Okay, so if you're dealing with a Capricorn, they are under some kind of demonic influence that is attacking their relationship. There seems to be a third party. This represents growth. These two cards right here, they do want to get back with you. I feel like a lot of you are dealing with a Capricorn that you've split up with, and they're busy working. Capricorn is busy working. It's not that they're necessarily cheating. A lot of you think that the Capricorn is cheating on you, but they're not. They're not cheating on you. They seem to be associating themselves, though, with the wrong people, because they are under the mistaken belief that they have to be associated with these people to get somewhere. And that's actually not the truth. Some of y'all are dealing with a Capricorn that almost has to put up this united front, you know, because they're in some kind of business. I feel like a lot of y'all are dealing with Capricorns that are dealing with a family business. If it's not a family business, it's a business partnership, to where the other business partner either wants to be like a power couple with Capricorn, but that's all that they want. They just want to be like a power couple. There's no real emotions. It's false. It's fake. So the Tower card represents an unexpected change. Give me some clarity on the Tower. Okay. So a lot of Capricorns feel as though if you can't change, they're ready to move on. They feel like they're having to compete with way too many people for you. So a lot of Capricorns are like, look, I got to go. So a lot of y'all are dealing with, you're either an earth sign, a fire sign, or it could be a Scorpio, could be an air sign as well. But, you know, Capricorn is feeling like they're ready to let the situation go because there's way too many people that they're having to compete with for you. And you don't make Capricorn feel as though they are important. You're not making them feel like they hold an importance over all of this other stuff, which is a surefire way to lose a mate. They don't want to be with you if they feel like you put everything before them. And yeah, this is your money and your career. A lot of y'all Capricorns are dealing with either another Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo. They want to know regardless that you're there for them. For example, the devil's advocate. Y'all remember the devil's advocate? Remember when, you know, he had this amazing opportunity with this law firm. There was a lot of money involved. But then again, he had to give up the woman that he loved to have all of that. And in Devil's Advocate, he chose not to give up the woman that he loved. In fact, he fought for her. But remember when they went to the dinner party and he was with all of his, you know, rich, you know, law firm buddies, and he ended up leaving his woman along with Milton, and Milton got in her head, which Milton was the devil in that movie. And Milton got in her head and she was very angry at him. She said, you left me all alone out there, because they were from a small town. So you got to make sure that you keep Capricorn close to you, because, you know, the relationship is at the end of its rope. There's no amount of money that is worth losing the one that you love. If somebody tells you that you got to give up somebody that you love to be with them, then you need to walk away. And that's what Capricorn is ready to do. Okay? So whoever you are that's cross-watching the Capricorn, you on some BS. Now, if it's the other way around and Capricorn is doing this to you, then you may want to go look at your reading. Final advice for the Capricorn cross-watchers. Yeah. 6 of Cups. So you haven't been happy since you've gotten this new financial opportunity. You need to take it back to where you were, to when you were happy, because there is no amount of money that is worth giving up the person that you love. And I'm serious about this. That's a test. You are being tested. So if somebody tells you, oh, I'll give you whatever you want, but you got to give up this person that you really are truly in love with, you're gonna regret it. If somebody offered me a choice between 100 grand a year and 100 million a year, but I got to give up somebody that I love, I'm gonna choose that 100 grand a year. That's what I'm going to choose. I'm not going to choose to give up somebody that I love for that crap. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. And that's what Capricorn is telling you right now. Moving on to the Aquariuses. Spirit guides, ancestors, ascended masters, guardian angels. What messages do you have for the Aquariuses? How does Aquarius feel about their significant other? Yeah, I'd rather live in a love shack where there's real love, but a cold $1 million mansion, just so that I can prove that I got something. You can build that with somebody that you love. And that's real talk. So Aquariuses are either dealing with earth, air, or water energy. Aquarius really does love you, want a family with you. But again, here's that career situation that's coming up. And then also it may be, a significant other. Could be a friend. I'm sensing a friend. They don't trust you. Aquarius is confused about the situation. Give me some clarity on the 7 of Swords. Politics, religion has no place in your relationship. No, it doesn't. That's what the Justice card is representing. And then the King of Swords. The King of Swords is saying, this is the way that it is. You're dealing, I feel like a lot of y'all that are cross-watching the Aquariuses, y'all have your own idea made up in your mind, but it's based upon politics. So a lot of y'all are dealing with Aquariuses that got children from a previous relationship. And you're thinking, well, YouTube told me that I shouldn't hook up with somebody that's got kids already. That's what YouTube told you. YouTube told you that? You know how many videos there are telling you not to connect with somebody that got children from a previous relationship? So what? Do you know why those people are making those videos? Either because they're bitter or because the person that they wanted to be with that has kids don't want to be with them. So that's the reason why they're saying that. And so you'll say, well, the media told me that I shouldn't be in love with somebody that got all them children and you got all them children. But who would you rather be with? Would you rather be with somebody that has all those children or somebody that went out and threw away their children? Because if somebody don't have any loyalty for their children, what kind of loyalty you think they're going to have for you? They don't even love themselves. Why would you want to be with somebody like that? So Aquariuses are waiting for you to realize this, but they're not going to wait forever. They'll wait for a little while, but they're not going to wait forever for whatever it is politically, religiously, that you are holding over the Aquarius. They are being patient, but they are not going to wait forever. This is some kind of political bull crap that don't have nothing to do with your family. These are probably, some kind of reptilian beings or whatever. You don't know who that is that's telling you that. Who is that that's telling you that? So if you in love with somebody that got children, then you just gonna have to be in love with that person that got children. And you lucky that Aquarius is even giving you a second look. Spirit, clarify this 7 of Cups. If you cross-watching for the Aquarius, politics has nothing to do with your relationship. Also, some of you Aquariuses are dealing with somebody that's married. And yeah, they ain't gonna wait for long. They got options. They feel good enough about themselves. So they're ready to let the situation go because they tired of it. And they got probably about 3 children. And they'll just sit and wait for the right person to come along. If you sitting up there saying, well, you got children by somebody else and I can't be with you. Oh, well, then you don't love me. You ain't figured it out yet. Okay. Everything ain't supposed to be perfect. Everything ain't supposed to be, well, I've got to meet somebody that comes out. Now, first of all, half of y'all that's watching this is in y'all 30s and 40s. So duh. Yeah, what are the odds of you running into somebody in their 30s or 40s or 50s that don't have children? Or they haven't been anything, or they haven't been divorced. Or you may be somebody that's in your 30s and 40s sitting up there talking about, I want somebody that's a virgin. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. You ain't a virgin until you make love to, look, you a virgin until you make love to the person that you truly meant to be. So you want it all to be based upon this dogmatic, very rigid belief system, and that does not have place in your bedroom. You need to leave the politics out of the bedroom. That's a turnoff. Well, I'm going to join the feminist movement, or I'm going to join the MGTOW movement. Nope. Wrong choice. You're going down the wrong alleyway, because none of that have to do with love. Those have to do with rights. Certain rights that people were fighting for has nothing to do with love. Final advice for the Aquarius cross watchers. They're gonna walk away from you. You bring in too many bad energies into the relationship. You go out there, you get on Facebook, and somebody posts something on Facebook, and then you feel like what you got is not exactly what you want. But guess what? Another man's trash is another man's treasure. So somebody else will treasure the Aquarius, unlike you, who feel as though, well, this person is not good enough for me because, you know, the president of the United States or either some guy out in social media said that they wasn't good enough for me. Boy, bye. You better stick with who you love. Okay. All right. Last but not least, the Pisces. Spirit guides, ancestors, ascended masters for the Pisces. How does Pisces really feel about their significant other? Got a lot of shuffling here. Yep, there it is again. 3 major arcanas. Pisces are going through the same thing. Well, this relationship is not politically correct. Okay, and then your mother, the Empress, comes up. So this is where mommy is causing a lot of problems. So some of y'all may have, well, we can't have that person in the family because that person, you know, they did this or they did that. But don't you love them? You don't love the Pisces? And then also I feel as though with the 10 of Pentacles, you know, Pisces wants to make a life with you. But see, you sitting up here tripping off of what's politically correct. So what if your relationship is not politically correct? Who cares? You want to follow by the rules set by somebody else that set those rules for themselves. Has nothing to do with love. So again, a lot of you Pisceans, y'all have children. You've been married before. And then the ex is still holding on to the Pisces. And, you know, there's possibly a divorce. I feel like a lot of you Pisceans are divorced. You have children. You're doing what you got to do for your children. But this person is like, oh, well, I don't know if I can do this because you got kids. You have children. So a woman's fertility is a bad thing? Who told you that? And then you're thinking, well, I don't have nothing to take care of this family. What made you think that? You got to change your way of thinking. Well, somebody told me that I can't be with that person because they got children, or, you know, they got an ex and they ex still want them. So what that mean? That mean that I should just leave that person alone because they ex want them. Stop it. You need some clarity on the. A lot of you Pisceans are dealing with either a Libra or either a Taurus or either a Gemini. Give me some clarity on the Libra or the Justice card. See there? The Fool card. So you being a fool. If you cross watch of the Pisces, you being a fool. Clarify Empress. Some negative energies that's coming from this Empress. The Ace of Cups comes up. Okay. So the Empress definitely is, you know, your mother's energy, but, you know, you really need to get past that. You need to rise above that. The Ace can either be positive or good. Also, a lot of you Pisces is ready to reunite with you. Clarify 10 of Pentacles. The Star card. So I feel like the Star card represents where there needs to be some sort of awakening or some sort of epiphany. But then again, you know, Pisces is ready to move on from the situation if it is necessary. because I feel like you've hurt Pisces a lot with your foolish pride. You being foolish. Clarify the Lovers. See there? Both of these cards are the same thing when you see these cards in a love reading. A lot of you are being controlled by the media and people telling you, well, that's not going to work out because of so and so and so. But you feel it in your heart that you love this person. You love the Pisces. And whatever this political thing is, you're going to have to wash this because you're brainwashed. You brainwashed is what you are. Also, I feel as though with the Two of Swords, Pisces is ready to walk away. And the reason why is because you have not discovered your potential. And then you're also, again, what is politically correct? What does biblical law say? The biblical law says that, you know, if there's bastard children, that they should be dashed with rocks. Just sacrifice them. You think that's normal human behavior? You're going to have to call out to the ancestors to figure this out. You allowing other people to control your mind and control what you think of that person. Okay? This Queen of Pentacles came out. What does the Queen of Pentacles want to say? No, look at that. Queen of Wands. So it's not about what others think of you, but rather what you think. Look at all these queens. 3 of the queens came out. So I feel like a lot of Pisceans, the lover that you're dealing with, like I said, which is either earth, air, or it could be fire. Okay. They want to be with you. They want to make a commitment to you. And, you know, I'm just going to keep it real with you. As much as Pisces has put up with you, who else is going to be there for you unless it's somebody that is, you know, unstable. Feel like this is a very stable relationship. Feel like Pisces is ready to give you stability and love and strength. And they're ready to stand up to the situation. But you got to get over this. You got to get over that politically correct thing. Okay. Final advice on this Fool card. So a lot of you have been sort of split up from the Pisces. Okay. 2 of Pentacles. You're going to have to make a choice and a decision of what you're going to do. Because I don't think any Pisceans out there are going to accept you. First of all, there is an association with somebody from the past that you need to let go of. But you just want to be cool. You want to be in. You want to be accepted. That ain't going to work in no relationship. Okay. And then also I can see that folks at work, there's some people at work, because I feel like a lot of you Pisceans are dealing with somebody that, you know, tells folks all their business at work and stuff. And the people at work is persuading them and it's just stupid. You got to stop it. Okay. You are never going to be stable if you continue to do that. Okay. Who cares what people think? People are going to always disagree with you. People are going to always have something to say to you about the person that you love. So Pisces does love you, but they're having a hard time with this back and forth. Y'all been back and forth. It's been up and down and back and forth. And it's stupid. It's stupid. You got to stop it. Okay. All right. That's the end of the readings, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up. If you guys need a private love reading, the link to my website is below. Also, I do provide spiritual services for people, cleanses, hex removers, bindings, blockage removals, healings, and a whole plethora of other stuff. So you guys can contact me for a consultation. Okay. My consultations and my readings will only be on sale until midnight tonight. Okay. You're very welcome. So the one thing that I can see on here is that the lover really does love you, but there's other, supernatural powers that are at play right here that are persuading you. And all it is a trick for you to give up your love, give up your kundalini, give up your life for something that's a fake, that's a lie, that don't even matter. It don't even matter. All right. I'll see you guys later. Love and light.